The government says there's been mounting pressure on public institutions caused by an influx in people over recent years. If this is left unchecked, it says it could create an unsustainable situation for the community. Applications for ordinary residency were put on pause 3 weeks ago when unexpected immigration regulations were published. The government's been working on a new framework to set out who can live in Gibraltar. Though this bill doesn't answer all our questions on how residency might change on the Rock, it does reflect a tightening of screws when it comes to who can use our services on the Rock.
Insofar as we're dealing with people who are coming to Gibraltar to work, the children of people who are coming to Gibraltar to work, the elderly care eventually of the people who are coming to Gibraltar to work, who are contributing PAYE, who are contributing social insurance, there'll be no problem there. You're coming to be a contributing member of our society. But what we cannot have are people who are coming to Gibraltar, having never contributed PAYE, having never contributed social insurance, with no desire or expectation that they will do that, either because of age or because of how they're going to maintain themselves from investment income, nonetheless taking all of the advantages that our society provides for, either for themselves or their children or their elderly relatives.
This bill would amend the Gibraltarian Status Act to ensure only individuals with what government describes as a deep, significant relationship with the Rock should be registered. The act dates back to 1962, and the government says the existing framework has allowed persons to register based on descent, with little or no connection to Gibraltar. The current legislation means the status can be granted if a person's grandparent was merely entitled to registration, even if they hadn't actually registered as a Gibraltarian. This will limit applications, in most cases to a person who has a Gibraltarian registered parent. The proposed changes to the Act clarify the definition of a child as under 18 years old. The government says until now this lack of clarity has created a loophole that's been exploited by adult children. Ministerial discretion can be used to confer Gibraltarian status on individuals if they fit certain criteria. But under this bill, the period of residency required for this has changed from 10 to 20 years. The bill, if passed, would also change the permanent residency criteria in the Immigration, Asylum and Refugee Act from 5 years to 10 years. This will not apply to anyone within the scope of the Withdrawal Agreement, the EEA-EFTA Separation Agreement, or the Swiss Citizens' Rights Agreement. The government says these changes are proportionate and necessary in securing the Rock's institutions for Gibraltarians and non-Gibraltarians who have made the Rock their place of business and their home.